It's our friends. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Now welcome back to you, Belle, I guess. Bye. Hello. Today we are doing a Q&A. A personal Q&A. Not like personal, just like not fitness related. It's like questions about me. Listen, I think I'm gonna use a clickbaity title like we need to talk, and a lot of you are gonna click on it because you're gonna think that I have like an announcement. Listen, don't be mad at me. We're gonna have fun. You know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, and we're gonna have fun. We're gonna chat, you know, I'm gonna answer your questions. It's gonna be like a really fun time, so you should stick around. Please. I promise it'll be worth it. That's a big promise. I promise that you'll listen. Just watch. Just stick around. Just hang out with me. Come on. Please. For me. You guys asked me questions on my Instagram story, so I'm just going to answer them in random order. Whatever calls to me, I will answer. Also, I did my nails because I knew they would be in this video, and that means I'm going to zoom in on my hands a lot, talk with my hands a lot. My mom was like, anytime you have those fake nails on, you talk with your hands way more than usual. And you know, that woman just continues to read me correctly. So anyways, let's continue. Let's not continue. We didn't even start yet. It's been a bunch of bullshit up until now. Okay! My favorite band is The Pretty Reckless. If you don't know what The Pretty Reckless is, it is the band that was started by Cindy Lou Who. Have y'all seen The Grinch with Jim Carrey? The little girl, Cindy Lou Who, she grew up to be Little J in Gossip Girl. She started a band, and it's like a rock band. Her voice is amazing. The songs are just banger after banger after banger. Like, it's a really good band. You should all look it up. Start from album 1. My Medicine is a great place to start. That song is so good. And just go on a journey. You won't be disappointed. Unless you don't like rock music, then you will be very disappointed. Okay, next question. Experience as a social worker. Like, what was my experience like? So I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. I got my master's in social work in New Orleans, and then I got a job working for Child Protection in Denver. Child Protection is like child protection services, like CPS that you see like the bad guy in TV shows that knocks on the door. That was my job, and I learned a lot. It was not as impactful as I thought it would be. It was a lot more paperwork than I thought it would be, which may have just been ignorance on my end, but I felt like a secretary a lot of the time, and every now and then I'd have a day where I really felt like I made a difference, but those were few and far between. I am very grateful for the job. It gave me a lot of experience. I met a lot of people. I met my boyfriend there. I learned a lot about the field. I learned a lot about Denver, about the city I live in and its populations. I really did learn a lot, and I'm very grateful for the job. That's kind of my experience. I also had an internship as a therapist whenever I was in New Orleans, and that was also a very eye-opening experience. It was very hard, rewarding when I felt like I did something right, but very difficult. Very difficult. If you have a good therapist, you should appreciate them because what they're doing is hard. Okay, next. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still like getting over this sickness, so like there's gonna be some sniffs, there's gonna be some coughs. We're in this together. Let's see. Pet peeves. So I would say one of my biggest pet peeves, I have two big pet peeves, honestly. I'm very easygoing. I'm like never mad. I never get mad. I just want everyone to be happy. I'm very like nice, I think. I consider myself to be very easygoing. But one thing I cannot stand is chewing with your mouth open, smacking.
I hate it.
Something in my blood just starts to boil and I want to crawl out of my skin and I need to get out of there immediately if you're chewing with your mouth open. I can't stand it. Gum is okay. I'm talking about like actual food. If I hear the food and the saliva doing the thing in your mouth, I'm out of there. I can't. My second pet peeve, I've recorded me trying to explain this 3 separate times because I feel like I'm having trouble getting my point across without sounding like an asshole. I just don't like when people give me unnecessary details when they're telling me a story. It's just people who talk a lot with no self-awareness. Like, I'll give you an example when someone's telling a story and they're like, so last Monday, or was it Tuesday? No, I think it was Monday. No, it was or was it Thursday? And you're like, oh my God, get to the point of the story. That kind of thing. I don't know what it is. It's mostly a me problem. Like, I know some people don't communicate efficiently or have trouble communicating efficiently, especially if they're feeling like anxious or overwhelmed by whatever they're trying to get across. So like, I get it. It's mostly a me problem. But I feel like anxiety like just builds up in my body when I feel like I'm about to be trapped in like a conversation with someone who talks a lot and you can't get a word in and they're just giving you all those details and you just cannot talk or like even get a word in to start trying to like end the conversation. It's not even a pet peeve, more so it just really makes anxiety rise in my introvert body because I feel like I'm gonna be stuck in that conversation, unable to speak for 20 or 30 minutes. And I'm mostly talking about like, I'm not talking about friends and family. Like, I'll listen to people that I love talk for hours and hours. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like small talk kind of things. Anyways, moving on. It makes me anxious to even say that because I don't want to come across as mean, because I'm not mean, I promise. But you asked my pet peeves. Those are them. Anyways. When and how did you tell your boyfriend that you're bi? I drunkenly blurted it out to mine the 3rd time we hung out, LOL. I love that for you. I was friends with my boyfriend for a year before we started dating, so he already knew. And if you're struggling trying to tell your significant other, they love you. That's just a part of you. It's who you are. They'll love you when you tell them. I promise. Pancakes or waffles? Don't say both, pick a side. Love the assertiveness of this. You really spoke your truth, told me what to do in a respectful but firm way. Thank you. Pancakes. What do I love most about my significant other? It's hard to say one thing. I just love literally everything about him. I love how much fun we have together. He is so funny and silly, and even if I'm having a really bad day or I'm stressed out or feeling impatient, he can like break that mood so easily. We had a road trip from Louisiana back to Colorado and the weather was really bad and the roads were really icy and I was really stressed. It was taking us It was taking us a really long time. I was really stressed. I was really impatient. And he was able to keep it light. He didn't get stressed. He was making jokes. He was making me laugh. And I just really admire that about him. I also admire that he's like so good with people. He met my whole family over Christmas last year, and he seamlessly fit in with everyone. Everyone loved him. He's not going to be there this year, and everyone's so upset about it. I feel like some of them would rather him be there instead of me. Just kidding, but am I? So yeah, I admire so much about him. That's just the tip of the iceberg. He's a great person, very generous with me, very generous with his family, with his friends. He's just a great fucking person. I hope he never breaks up with me. Let's see, what else? How tall am I? I'm 5'4". Beautifully average. My dream height is 5'7", but I'm done growing, so. Fave place you've ever traveled, where do you dream of traveling to? That's a hard one. I have traveled quite a bit, and I've loved literally everywhere I've gone. I think my favorite place was Spain. No. Spain. I traveled to Spain with my mom, and that was absolutely amazing. Barcelona was so freaking magical and cool, but I think my favorite city I've ever traveled to is Florence, Italy. There was just something about it. I don't know what it was, but I just loved the feeling I had there. It was just a beautiful city, just walking around. I don't know how to describe it, but I really, really loved it. If you've been to Florence, maybe you get it. Or just somewhere in Europe. I feel like everyone has if they've been to Europe, they have somewhere in Europe where they just felt like the magic. And that's kind of where I felt the magic. I really want to go to Paris. I actually have been to Paris when I was 3, but I obviously don't remember it. But my boyfriend and I are going to visit his family in Israel in May, so I am actually going to get a chance to have a day in Paris with him because we have a layover in Paris. So I'm really excited about that. Already planning my outfit for in front of the Eiffel Tower. So get excited for that, I guess. So yeah, I just want to keep traveling. That's another thing I really like about Aaron, is that he also loves traveling. He loves diving, so he's always down to take a spontaneous trip. He wants to spend his money on traveling, and so do I, and on online shopping, but mostly traveling. So yeah, he likes online shopping too, okay? We get new boxes from Zappos like once a month. He loves shoes. Sorry, babe, it's true. What are the best snacks to eat without feeling guilty? None. You shouldn't feel guilty eating any snacks. Eat all the snacks. You'll be fine. Food is your friend. I'm gonna top it off with one last question. How do I deal with day-to-day anxiety, like worrying constantly about something you know you can't do anything about? I struggle with this still. You should go watch my video on Zoloft. I talk about like my journey with anxiety and depression and panic, but medicine has helped me a lot. Utilizing coping strategies has helped me a lot. I was in therapy for a little bit and learned some coping strategies there. I should go back to therapy. That's on me. I really need to do the work to find a good therapist in Denver. I also listen to a podcast that I really recommend. It's called Unfuck Your Brain, and it's all about thought work. And if I'm listening to that daily, sorry, I'm like does your diaphragm ever do the thing where you have like a half hiccup? I hate it. Anyways, Unfuck Your Brain. I notice that if I'm listening to it daily, I feel a big difference in the way that I talk to myself and the way that my thoughts work. It's all about how your thoughts are not facts, which was just a wild concept to me. Just because you're thinking it doesn't mean it's true. It's just thoughts. Thoughts can't hurt you, and you can rewire your brain, rewire the way that you think slowly over time if you do the work that she preaches in this podcast. And it sounds kind of silly to say that a podcast has like made that much of an impact on my mental health, but it really, really has. She's incredible. And the episodes are only like 20 minutes. Start from the beginning, work your way through them, listen to 1 or 2 a day, journal about them, write down what you've learned. It's really helped me. Like, cause yeah, it's really helped me. I still have days where like I have something happen where I freak out and start to get anxious. My anxiety is triggered by when I think people are mad at me. So if I find out someone's mad at me or upset with me, I'll revert back to old habits, old thoughts. But, hey Maya. Maya, come up here. Hi, honey. Welcome. So whenever I have things like that happen, I'll still revert back to old thought patterns and have the panic and everything. So I'm still working. It's always a work in progress, you know. You always think you're all the way better, and then something happens that triggers you, and you're like, oh, I have a lot of work to do still. So it's a work in progress, but life is a work in progress, right? We're always trying to get better. Anyways, okay, I think this video is going to be kind of long, so I'm going to stop it there. I know this Q&A didn't have any kind of theme at all, but it's just random questions, but I hope you had a good time. If you related to anything you found out about me, let me know, even if it's just that you're an incredibly average height. I'm with you. And that's it. Like this video. Maya, no honey. Like this video, subscribe. I have a lot of fashion videos, I have a lot of fitness videos. I actually only have like 1 or 2 fitness videos, but I'm gonna make more. This is the revival of my channel, so I have a lot of past fitness videos, but since I've started again over the last 2 months, I have put out a lot of fashion stuff, only 1 fitness thing, but I'm gonna be making more. I have more in the works. If you have any specific ones you want me to make videos about, let me know. And that's it. Thank you. Comment something, wait, hold on, don't go yet. Comment something about you, because I want to know about you. This needs to be a give and take. You learn about me, I learn about you. So comment something below interesting about you, so I can be like, oh my god, same, or oh my god, I don't relate at all, but I love that about you. And that's it. Okay, bye.